All right, Maximus. These are the notes that I took on the book, The Enchiridion by Epictetus. The basic Stoic truth is of subjective consciousness, which is to distinguish what is in our power from what is not in our power. Not in our power are all the elements which constitute our environment, such as wealth, health, power, reputation, social prestige, the lives of those we love, and death. In our power are our thinking, our intentions, our desires, and our decisions. This knowledge of ourselves makes us free in a world of dependencies. The philosopher must examine and control his passions, his love, his tenderness at all times in order to always be ready for the inevitable moment of farewell. The things within your power are by nature free, unrestricted, unhindered, but those beyond your power are weak, dependent, restricted, and alien. Remember that if you attribute freedom to things by nature dependent and take what belongs to others for your own, you will be hindered, you will lament, you will be disturbed, you will find fault with both gods and men. But if you take for your own only that which is your own and view what belongs to others just as it really is, then no one will ever compel you, no one will ever restrict you. You will find fault with no one, you will accuse no one, you will do nothing against your will, no one will hurt you, you will not have an enemy, nor will you suffer harm. Examine everything in your life by these rules which you have, and first and chiefly by this, whether it concerns the things which are within your power or those which are not. And if it concerns anything beyond your power, be prepared to say that it is nothing to you. Remember that desire demands the attainment of that which you are desirous, and aversion demands the avoidance of that to which you are averse. That he who fails of the object of his desires is disappointed, and he who incurs the object of his aversion is wretched. If then you shun only the undesirable things which you can control, you will never incur anything which you shun. But if you shun sickness or death or poverty, you will run the risk of wretchedness. Remove the habit of aversion, then, from all things that are not within your power, and apply it to things undesirable which are within your power. But for the present, altogether restrain desire, for if you desire any of the things not within your power, you must necessarily be disappointed, and you are not yet secure of those which are within your power, and so are legitimate objects of desire. Where it is practically necessary for you to pursue or avoid anything, do even this with discretion and gentleness and moderation. Men are not disturbed by things, but by the views which they take of things. Thus, death is nothing terrible, else it would have appeared so to Socrates. But the terror consists in our notion of death that it is terrible. When, therefore, we are hindered or disturbed or grieved, let us never impute it to others but to ourselves, that is, to our own views. It is the action of an uninstructed person to reproach others for his own misfortunes, of one entering upon instruction to reproach himself, and one perfectly instructed to reproach neither others nor himself. Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they will happen, and you will go on well. Sickness is an impediment to the body, but not to the will unless it self-pleases. Lameness is an impediment to the leg, but not to the will. And say this to yourself with regard to everything that happens, for you will find it to be an impediment to something else, but not truly to yourself. No, upon every accident, remember to turn towards yourself and inquire what faculty you have for its use. If you encounter pain, then fortitude. If something reviling, then patience. And when thus habituated, the phenomena of existence will not overwhelm you. If you wish your children and your wife and your friends to live forever, you are foolish, for you wish things to be in your power which are not so, and what belongs to others to be your own. So likewise, if you wish your servant to be without fault, you are foolish, for you wish vice not to be vice but something else. But if you wish not to be disappointed in your desires, that is in your own power. Exercise therefore what is in your power. A man's master is he who is able to confer or remove whatever that man seeks or shuns. Whoever then would be free, let him wish nothing, let him decline nothing which depends on others, else he must necessarily be a slave. When a raven happens to croak unluckily, be not overcome by appearances, but discriminate and say, nothing is portended to me, either to my paltry body, or property, or reputation, or children, or wife. But to me all portends are lucky if I will, for whatsoever happens, it belongs to me to desire advantage therefrom. It belongs to me to derive advantage therefrom. You must be one man, either good or bad. You must cultivate either your own reason or else external. Apply yourself either to things within or without. Ask of yourself to assist you to gain in character, then require you to do things by which you may lose it. If a person has delivered up your body to some passerby, you would certainly be angry. And do you feel no shame in delivering up your own mind to any reviler, to be disconcerted or confounded? In every affair, consider what precedes and what follows, and then undertake it. You must be one man, either good or bad. You must cultivate either your own reason or else externals. Apply yourself either to things within or without you. Another cannot hurt you unless you please. You will then be hurt only when you consent to be hurt. Be assured that if a person is pure himself, yet his companion is corrupted, he who converses with him will be corrupted likewise. Wish things to be only just as they are, and only the best man to win, for thus nothing will go against you. When you do anything from a clear judgment that it ought to be done, never shrink from being seen to do it, even though the world should misunderstand it. For if you are not acting rightly, shun the action itself. If you are acting rightly, why fear those who wrongly censor you? As in walking you take care not to tread upon a nail or turn your foot, so likewise take care not to hurt the ruling faculty of your own mind. And if we are to guard against this in every action, we should enter upon action more safely. Never make much talk among the ignorant about your principles, but show them by your actions. The condition and characteristic of a vulgar person is that he never looks for either help or harm from himself, but only from externals. The condition and characteristic of a philosopher is that he looks only to himself for all help or harm. Whatever rules you have adopted, abide by them as laws, and if you would be impious, to transgress them, and do not regard what anyone says of you, for this is no concern of yours. How long will you delay to demand of yourself the noblest improvements, and in no instance to transgress the judgments of reason? For what other master do you wait as an excuse for this delay and self-reformation? You are no longer a boy, but a grown man. If you will be negligent and slothful, and always add procrastination to procrastination, purpose to purpose, and fix day after day in which you will attend to yourself, you will insensibly continue to accomplish nothing, and living and dying remain a vulgar mind. This instant, think yourself worthy of living as a man grown up and proficient. Let whatever appears to be the best to you an inviolable law. And if any instance of pain or pleasure, glory or disgrace be set before you, remember that now is the combat, and it cannot be put off, and that by failure and defeat honor may be lost or won. Thus seek to become perfect, improving yourself by everything, following reason alone. Whoever yields properly to fate is deemed wise among men, and knows the laws of heaven. Happiness, the effects of virtue, is the mark which God has set up for us to aim at. Our missing it is no work of His, nor so properly anything real, as a mere negative and failure of our own. I love you, son.